Kesubos Daf Chaf Aleph, the Mishnah. First law of the Mishnah states that if one witness testifies, one signature is his, and the other signature is his fellow's, and the second witness testifies the same, their testimony is accepted. Second law of the Mishnah states that Rebbe holds if one witness testifies to a signature and the other to his, another witness is required for each signature. They authenticate their signatures just as two other witnesses authenticate them. Therefore, each signature requires authentication by two witnesses, whereas the Chachamim hold a second witness is not necessary because they are as if repeating their original testimony that the borrower owes the lender a certain sum of money. Question. Perhaps Rebbe is uncertain what is the nature of their testimony. The interpretation would differ if one signer passed away. If their testimony is concerning the loan, then the surviving signer could not authenticate the deceased signature with another witness. He would extract 3/4 of the loan, and the Torah states, Al pi shnei edim yakum davar. Each testimony must extract half. If Rebbe was certain that their testimony is merely authentication, he would permit the surviving signer to testify about the deceased. However, his doubt forces him to be stringent. Therefore, when the signers are living, both signatures must be confirmed by them. The answer. Rebbe is in fact certain that the testimony is to authenticate their signatures. Therefore, when one witness is deceased, Rebbe permits the surviving witness to authenticate the deceased signature with another witness, whereas the Chachamim would require two different witnesses. Question. According to the Chachamim, that their testimony is concerning the loan and not their signatures, it should be a milva al peh, an undocumented loan, limiting the lender to collect only from bnei chorin, unencumbered property. The answer. Since certification is required only midrabanan, the Rabbanan accepted each witness testifying about their signature as authentication. Rabbi Yehuda stated in the name of Shmuel, the halacha follows the Chachamim. If it was a document belonging to orphans, he would authenticate it with two witnesses for each signature to protect them in a court that mistakenly held like Rebbe. Rabbi Yehuda states in the name of Shmuel, a signer and a judge who certified can authenticate the signatures. The signer testifies about the transaction and the document's validity. The judge testifies to its certification. Question. How can they combine? The judge knows nothing about a loan. Answer. Shmuel relied on them because a previously certified document is not assumed to be forged. Rabbi Bar Yecheskel disagrees. Diverse testimonies cannot combine. Only two witnesses or two judges can testify. A certification of a document is where judges write under the signatures that the witnesses or other recognizing their signatures authenticated them, and we certify it. Rav Huna adds that if two of the three judges recognize them, they may testify in front of the third judge that they are authentic before they sign the certification. However, if they sign before their testimony, their certification is false because the third judge cannot sign not knowing the signatures. Question. How can two testify to one judge? Courts need to consist of at least three judges. Answer. They are permitted to testify in the presence of individual judges rather than all being present at the same time because certification is the Rabbanan. The Gemara derives three laws from Rav Huna's teaching. Number one, Eid Naseh Dayan, a witness can become a judge. These two judges testify and then sign on the certification. Question, can a witness become a judge? The Mishnah in Rosh Hashanah states if three judges witness the new moon, two should testify in the presence of the third, joined by two other members of Sanhedrin. If a witness can become a judge, the witness that testified can sanctify. The answer. For testimony required by the Torah, such as Eidus HaChodesh, a witness cannot become a judge unless his testimony is not required. Third judge who witnessed the new moon and not needed to testify can become a judge. However, certification is the Rabbanan. Therefore, in such a case, a witness can become a judge. Number two, judges who recognize signatures can certify without hearing testimony from other judges. Number 3, judges that do not recognize signatures must hear testimony from witnesses. The halacha is if all the judges recognize the signatures, they do not have to hear testimony. If they do not recognize them, they all must hear testimony.